And of course, your collar is going to come like this, his collar. Excuse me. And of course, the collar is going to come down like this, like this, like this, like this. Now sometimes I got this, the thing about this collar is it's coming straight down, and I'm probably going to be okay with it. Some collars, you know, you probably have to, maybe you don't want to wing out a little bit or wing in, but it's, all right, it does wing in a little bit. Okay, we'll go in. Right now, my little V, again, it is the blade up and down, up and down, but be careful. Careful. Oh, sorry. Come back this way. Still on the screen here. That's why I do like to use this chisel as a flat chisel. So again, it is the blade, this blade is up and that blade is out. Now this is going to be the same here. Now here's what's going to happen with this. This is the collar. No, never mind. Never mind. I was goofing up on my thoughts. Because the thing that I did goof up on is that, oh yeah, no. See, the collar is a little more difficult. It's still a little bit for me. I mean, I can end up with a good collar and all. It's just I have to think. There's so many things you could just, you know, like a beard or a mustache, you just pencil in, take the knife, slash it out. You're good. Everybody's good. Now, here's the thing I want to get, is all this around a nice sharp stop cut. Again, careful, bring it around, round, not down, but round. Even though it is kind of down as your top. Same with here, because here's going to be the confusing part. And that's why I want to get this all straightened out first. What we're going to straighten out first is another dose of this. I like to kind of carve on something to take the markings off. All right. Now the shoulders are coming down a bit, coming down to its regular. Now I got to be careful. This is up a little high, and that's why I don't want him to have round shoulders. Well, his shoulders are going to be kind of round because he's holding the binoculars. All right. Now here's what's going to happen. Get that out of there. Now we're going to go up from here up just a little bit. Let's do the back, because the back is easy to understand first, and then when you bring it around, because this is going to be up like this. See, it looks like a collar and back, and then what you got to do. And unfortunately, he does have a hat. You know, and then we got to come down like this. So it's in this. So there's a center line between here and the end, and that center line is up and you're going to go down on both sides. Let me demonstrate here. Careful. And when you understand that, that's how you get to understand the front a little better. Now you can pencil it. I mean, I've done this so many times. But when you start in the back, it's a lot easier. Let's adjust the neck a little bit while we're here. So I want you to see that, except can you see that the way this, it's going to be kind of hard to show with, there, that's a little better, how it goes up, uppity up, and then it goes down, down, down. And that is your detailing and picking right there too. And with that, now we're going to bring this down like this. Same with on this side. I think I got that started. And then this high mark comes to here. And that high mark comes down to here. So with that, we're going to come down this. Oh, no, oops. Back up. Yeah, that's where I goofed up. Sorry about that. Yeah, because that's why it's going to be a little more open. So this is, that center point is what I got goofed up. I was kind of looking at that. And so what you're going to do is this. Sorry about that. It's that center point that I got goofed up. I think people have done collars or was looking at it because it didn't feel right when I put that center V in there. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of pickings and stuff. Because that V actually, well, the V is good. The thing is, it's supposed to be concave and not convex that we got here. So in other words, so it's going to be in. Get out of there. When you see these flips, when they don't come off, they're just getting in the way of how it works. Because what's supposed to have happened, and we'll do this again, we'll just keep doing this again and again. And that's when the neck comes out. Because this is where you got this, and this. And that's where I got goofed up here. Because you got this and this. So let's pencil this in again, this way and this way. There we go. Yeah, I got this goofed up. I think the best thing to do is just keep chomping that down, because there's plenty of lumber to keep working at it until it comes out right. this. Come down from here. From here. And then it goes back. Because this, and this is where you get this. That's what I need my small V here. Where are you? Can you get in there and give me a hand here? And it still will open up right here. Like I said, we got enough material to keep working with it and adjusting, and probably even make that collar a little smaller too. Because what's going to happen for cleaning, you do this. Same width on the inside, and then it's going to get this sort of the twist to it. See how now it's starting to work because we got more material than we needed, and that's what the problem is over here on this side. Bring the top part over, and this part down. There we go. Like I said, right there would be, because it goes across the shoulder, would be the deepest part. Where are my small tools? Well, my smaller number, where's my number 5? At least get it started. Yeah, I need smaller than that. Where's my small number 9? There we go. Right there is the smallest part, or the farthest part down. Now, same here. Let's fix this one. Okay. Careful, and it kind of bends a little bit from the bottom up. We can go up a little bit. And you got this in here, in here. Carefully take that out. Carefully bring this up quite a bit. And that's why naturally it would be best to have done this before the collar so you don't want to slip, but I still needed all that extra lumber just in case if I goofed up on the collar. So it's the payoff there of which direction. And I think we can get closer to the binoculars. But let me see my little detailing knife might fix this. Clean and clean. There we go. And clean. A little bit of cleaning here. Still a lot of flap I gotta get, but I don't wanna. I wanna at least leave the collar almost the way we want it. Still the way we want it. Okay. Now again, I've got some cleaning in here. All right, now we're moving. I'm just putting that in for our bearings as to that's what we're gonna do, but I am pretty sure I am gonna work on thinning that out a bit more. But right now, I want to start working on that hat. That's the last of the where we have got to move a lot of lumber. And the thing is, what we want to do first is be careful, as always. Where's that hat? Now that is a pretty decent hat. Pretty decent for a Ranger. I think that, I don't know if that's a World War I hat or, I think it was a Ranger hat. So the first thing I want to do is carefully, where's my hauler here? Let's get this out of here. The lumber hauler. Now you could use chisels instead of knives, but I do like using a knife the best, but chisels are better for hauling a lot of lumber. Especially the round chisel. Same with straight on this way. Let's see, is that the right direction? I think that's the wrong direction. I think, am I right? Which way's the wrong way? Yeah, I think this is the last of the hauling lumber here. I still want to make sure that that hat is not as, in case that'll fit the head. I think the hair will come back a little bit more. Because now that hat's going to be relatively tight, especially if he's going to be outside and there's a lot of wind going on. And so therefore, he puts the hat on against the hair, the hat's going to win. Yeah, that's what I got so far. And I am going to adjust that brim almost next to last. I'm going to do the face before I do the brim, complete the brim. I'll cut a little bit this way and start to get this peak going on here. Ranger hat peak. Getting there. There we go. That. Like that, so it's got some flatness going on. I gotta get another look at it, but see, we still got quite a bit. Where's my number smaller 11? Let's get some more off. Some more lumber. Oh, I'll give you a thus far. Sorry about that. There we are, thus far. Like I said, that brim needs a lot of work. But the thing is that that's got to be last. That's what happened to my other piece, and that's what happens to a lot of my like Civil War or Cowboys or whatever. But I just want to get this for the sake of getting my bearings correct for the top of the hat. And I said, oops, I did chop down in there. I didn't want to. All right. It's got to come up like this. I haven't gone too far in the front. Nope. Now it is starting to look like the Ranger hat. Let's just take, just for the sake of, oh, there's the last of the saw marks. That is the last of the saw marks. Just to take it off. And it's going to come down at an angle. And you know, I am going to, even though it is off by quite a bit here, I am going to, yeah, you can see it's kind of too much. Well, that's why. I'm going to relatively leave that hat there. And like I said, I want to do the face. We'll do the face next. Where are you here? Let's get you to this far. A little bit of pickings here. Just a little bit undercut for the sake of. Now that's the last detail, but I like doing that for the sake of getting my bearings straight. Like I said, I'm a little. I think I could take more of this off. A little bit more this way. There we go, getting there. Still a little on this side, but. And then I think I'm still going to be cutting, making his face a little thinner. Just a little bit thinner. Or taking the width off is what I meant. That's probably width. Or you can have him as a tough dude. I had him here as kind of a younger, thinner. I kind of want to start off with that thin, really thin caricature, but he can still be tough. Coming right along. He does need a little bit of a trim here, and again, we will do all that adjusting when we do the head. Oh, where'd that come from? Get out of there. Thus far, the one here might be a little bigger than the other. Adjustment. This one might need to come down a little more. That might come down a lot more because that's gonna meet the chin there. Quite a bit more, just to get to this far. Quite a bit more to go. Let's see where I can get this. So there we go. There we go. Get you one last. Not last, just another good. Same with the binoculars. Oh, there's still quite a bit. There's a lot of pickings to do. A lot of bit of pickings. And here we are again. I took the liberty of cleaning up a bit. I wanted to clean it up and kind of get this thing going here. I'm sure there's a little more pickings. We'll start down here in the boot area. What I did was I put on the heel and the sole, And what you do is you take your knife straight down and then back like this as a chip. You can go all the way across if you want. And then just pencil in, there's the heel, and then pencil in, there's the sole, and take a nice sharp, make sure your V-tool is sharp, and you carve that in. So the boots are done. The pants is done except for one thing, and the coat. Two things I want to do before I leave all of this and get to the head. I want to finish with the head and hat. Is we're going to put some pockets, put some top pockets in there, and we'll put some, I think we can get to in maybe a little, depends on how much. See, he's got the pants pocket over here, and then shirt pockets. That's what I did. I cleaned up the hand a little bit. I'm sure there's a little more adjusting, yada, yada, yada. What I did was I put this dent in here. I'll probably put another deeper, but I didn't put it on this one. And just cleaning it up a bit. One of the things that I did notice, and I think I fixed it a little bit, was how much forward the bottom was to the top piece. Again, there's still a little more pickings, and so I made that adjustment. And I put some dents in. I think I already did that. And that's what it is. I cleaned up as best I could. Even the head, I cleaned it up just a little bit in prep. But like I said, let's put some pockets in before we move on. One more thing. Getting back to the hand. Now this gentleman is sort of I want to say semi-youthful perhaps. No more than middle age. And so he doesn't have the old man hand. But if you want to put in sort of some dents, here, let's take one of these here, much more, not this one. Let's see how this one will work first. And you put some dents following the finger. And, you know, if you want to, I kind of don't. Mine's just very, oh, that's in need of I haven't used this one here in a long time. That is in need of sharpening. And when you see character or old man character carvers, that's really, really deep in there. And that's why I choose not to do that style. He's sort of semi-middle-aged or even young or younger. Unless if you want him to be an older man, of course, go ahead and put all the old man features in there, but just a little extra. And again, there's going to be quite a bit more picking. I just don't want to waste your time doing all this picking. Pocket, pencil. Now I'm going to have, since there's more, I want to say coat than there is pants, so this is going to be a little difficult. So we'll put one right here, and it's fairly symmetrical one right here. Let's go all the way up. Nice small V. And again, I want this end up and this end out. Top end up. That might be a little off. I think I might be a little off. A little too, pocket might be a little too forward, but nah. Get those little buggers out of there. Somebody used to call them boogers. So let's put some pockets in him. Go back about here-ish. here-ish. My small V. Now I want this end up and this end across. And it depends on, do you want something in his pocket? You give him a little bulge, especially if you do carvings that has his hand in his pocket. You add an extra bulge down there. But for now, what you want to just clean this a little bit, make sure that upper flap is up. And I want to put in an extra undercut. To give, I gotta take the marks off there. To give the impression that it is an open pocket, but he's got nothing in there. You'd have more bulge down in here. Same here. First I'm gonna go straight down to clean it. Let's do some undercut. All right. Okay, just enough to say that there's a pocket. Now, the assumption is there will be back pockets. Now again, I have the coat that's over, so if I put, here's the center line, here's the center line, and do something like this, and up, like this, and up. Same thing with the V. I want away from the pocket. Now this is just going to be just a touch, unless you got something back there. It's just a hint of a pocket. Bring this over. This is what I should have done. While I'm at it, we'll do this. This is the, let's just say there's a pocket back there, pockets. Just to give the notion that you haven't forgotten it. A little bit of, rounding. And taking some away. Just taking the pencil marks off and rounding it a little bit and bringing it out just a little bit. I'm sure some more cleaning up here and there is going to have to happen. Oh, there's a knife mark there, there. So there's the pants. Shirt, now you could see I began, and I put this line in. I'm going to move this over just a little bit there so it's in the center. And I do want to put that line in first. Now, I am not going to put in the buttons. I'm going to paint in the buttons. Sometimes I do, especially with Santas. This is going to be a little difficult here. And being in the 30s, he's and an official, he will have that buttoned all the way up. Again, we'll be cleaning this up a little more. There we go. Where's my, do I have it right? Yes, I do. So there's that, and I would like to put in, if possible, a nice shadow, so not 10 degrees this way, 10 degrees this way, an opening shadow, and I need to get in there a little more. Now this could be any kind of character too. This could be a bird watcher. Your grandpa is a bird watcher, or your grandpa. Well, yeah, I mean, if to honor your grandfather, if he's still with us, your dad or whatever. My grandfather lived on a lake in Wisconsin, and he had one of those nice, huge picture windows that overlooked the lake. Beautiful. And he had a fireplace that's kind of on the other side of the picture window, and right on top of the fireplace was his binoculars. A lot of times they come running in just to see the binocular and look on the lake. Again, more adjusting and as how thin you want them to be. I might adjust a little more later on. May not. Oops. All right, like I said, a top. Can I get a little bit in there? Not that much. I do have a much smaller V. Maybe I should get it out. Where's my V? Look at that a little bit thus far while I look at my V. There we go. See if this will help some. There we go. Let's look on the other side here. There we go. It is just a matter of cleaning that out of there. Oops, run. All these handles look the same. Come on, get out of here. Okay. The upper pocket. Now this guy I'm pretty sure has a flap. So let's put, again, the center line to see how we want to do this. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit more this way. Here's my eraser. More wider. Now, like I said, it's going to be a flap. I believe it would be a flap. Oops. And then the rest of the pocket. Depends on how if you can get into, whoops, I'm sorry. I've got to pay attention more. If you can see a little more this way. V, I think I might as well, since we got to get in there, let me pull out my small V again. Okay, top. Where are you? Top. top. Now the flap, I had this little come down and across thing going, or in this case across and then back up. And again, I'm not going to put the button in, I'll paint it in. You can if you want to. What some of the flat plane carvers do is they drill holes and they put where the, oh, this is going to be hard. They drill holes where the button's going to be, and then they put in a dowel. Cut the dowel off, and there's your button. Backwards here, so it'd be down, across, across, and up in this case. Now here, let's hope I can, there you go. How well can I do this? And it's nice to have just sort of a hint of at least something that says you didn't forget the pocket. Now if you want something, have it open and have maybe somebody's going to get a ticket for doing something that he ought not to. And then I want to come here. Whoops, forgot to take the, make the flap a little higher. And this has got around a bit, a little bit of erasing. Now this is just a matter of taking, you really don't have to have too much of a stop cut. But if it just does get in the way here, you might have to do a stop cut, but again, a hint. But this is where we want to do a stop cut, is here. Because there is the there is the separation of material. And so you want to do that. The same with here is you want to have a stop cut. Because it's a little, definitely it's a second piece, as it were. Where the rest, it's just a matter, even though it is a second piece, it's just not, it's just a hint-ish, hint-ish. And erase at the same time. And a little bit of rounding here, if you can. All right. There we go. Now, I'm not sure if there'd be a shirt pocket. You can put one in if you want. You know what? Is there a shirt pocket? No, there wouldn't. I mean, in this case, he... oh, that's what I did wrong. I see what I did wrong, which is good. The reason why I have this out like this, here's what we got to do. Sorry about that. Why I had this out. Now you could put a belt in there. I'm not going to put a belt in there because I am going to, that's what I was doing wrong here. I thought I was looking. Sorry about that, but at least we didn't. I should have said, oh, I had it planned that I was going to do this at the end. Because he's been out and then if you do that, then you got to do a little bit of this. There's where you can thin him up a bit. me take some of this off. And I still want to do a little bit of a separation here, just a little bit. And then here's where you need to do quite a bit of undercutting. Unless you want to put the belt in there. That's why the jacket was a little higher or lower down, is because and undercut. So that blade is up towards the head, kind of, sort of. And when you got the nice shadow going on, then they know it's deep. Fix that pocket. You go as deep as you want. The thing is it depends on where this figure stands. If he stands at a fireplace or something like that, it's, you know, that's good enough. As long as you got this nice, especially on the sides here. And quite a bit in the back, of course. Like I said, I always wanted to arch that back. So that's another excuse. Then, what I did before on this, I forgot to mention, is I do the scoop like this. When I did that cleaning up, and that gives you just a little hint of the shoulder blades. Or you can use your number, oh, I don't know, yeah, here, like your wide tool, your nice wide tool would have done that. But I like doing the knife kind of quick. And so once, I don't know if is that saw mark? And once in a while you might do something like either put a dent, and then maybe a little bit extra V, because you don't want it, he's not, that shirt's not too perfect. Probably just, maybe just one of these here. An extra scoop there. Let's put one here. This one's maybe a sharper one, or not sharper, deeper one. And of course, make sure, get your undercut. And round, it's got to be round. A little flap in there. I'll have to come back later. Maybe you can, instead of using your knife, especially when you get in there, it's going to be a little more difficult. Or, instead of a sharp tool, use a round tool. Pardon me. Sharp or well, both. Put a couple of dents here, like I did here. On this side, work our way up. Oops, a little bit of rounding, a little bit of cleaning, quite a bit of undercutting. I'll do more later. It's just I want to kind of move on. Let's if we just use the round tool instead of the sharp tool. And maybe let's throw in something like this. Get down by number 10 or 11 in there and throw in one or two. I don't want it too parallel. I just want to, I don't want it sharp either. Sharp edges. Oops. Do a Sharpie here. And I'll probably do a few more here and there. But I want to move on. Let's get out of there. I hate these little hangers here. Blasted little hangers. But I'll take care of that later. Let's get, oh, the sun's coming in, so we better get going here. Let's get on the face. I want to get on the face, but before I do it, I wet the whistle. And while we're at it, let's put our foam core back up. Let's get in on the eyes and the mouth and the ears. Now, the thing about this that you'll notice, he doesn't have sideburns, so I want to get kind of working on the ear. Well, no, let's not. I got to put the eye in. I want a more straight. Okay, again, it's still a little high on this side, even though I have worked on it. There. So I think it's still a little bit. There we go. Now I am going to take my small number 9. Now the nose, I adjusted the nose a little bit. I think, I don't know, he's got kind of a big honker. So I should keep that honker. And I want to get this, but this end has to be deep. This end has to be deep. I'll shrink the nose just a little bit. I mean, I'll make the adjustment later, I suppose. Let's get going on the rest of the face. All right, here we get. Let's see what could we do the zoom in? Would it be better to zoom in or? Well, I suppose it is. I got to remember to keep it right here. I want to get the eye line in. Okay, there's the eye. The eye is centered relatively. I'm a little uncomfortable with this over here. And we'll work with the forehead last. I mean, not last. After the eyes are in, I'll work with the forearm, the forehead. Now I'm thinking it best to put my visor on because I gotta, and then put it up to here. Now I've done the eyes a billion times, or I got eyes, there's a lot of eyes in my other videos, but I will go Ooh, now that I got my visor on and close up, boy, there's some extra. This is and that's as I see here. But let's move on. So the eye starts about the nostril. Now you'll be hearing a lot of that because I got it close up, and you'll be hearing me banging on the. So I put about the nostril, maybe a less or more, give or take, and the distance between the two. About here. And about here. Now I'm going to start him out with very squinty eyes. He's looking at something. I hope it doesn't get too big. It's just this pattern. This is a pattern, eye pattern I got from that Jeff Farr's book. Doing the Native American. And you start with that very squinty. He's looking at something. And it's always good to start with this kind of an eye if you're really having issues with doing eyes, because what happens is that it always gets wider and wider. When you make adjustment, this adjustment, and that adjustment, and it just seems to keep getting wider and wider. So I want to start with my detailing knife. And I want to do just a nice, smooth, firm, oops, it's starting to go up already, and come down, and down just a little bit, and then kind of come straight back up. The two shall meet. Same here. And that was another thing that I learned from Floyd Radigan. When you do eyes, if you're right-handed, you do his right eye, the left one first, and then you can kind of watch. This one would be kind of straight, heading down, and then up. And give an extra oof here. Extra oof here. Extra oof. Because you're going to be taking that, because that's two spots, and here's if I try to do this via my other glasses and down farther, I probably would be giving you it's always, you see a lot more than I do. You know, what the heck, he's leaving a lot of crap on there. No, I'm not. This kind of helps a little bit. That was on the handle, so. Okay, then we go up just a little bit. And then we go down a lot of it. Even when the eye is kind of squinty, it's still the bottom part of the ball. Now, okay, same right here. And down. Now, he does seem to be a bit more squinty. And I think, or beady-eyed is what I'm trying to say. So I think I might want to widen a little more to let you know he's kind of high. Kind of goofed here a little. It took a little bit more off I should, but I think we'll be all right. And a little bit more on this side. Because I do want him to be squinting, and with that, I'm going to take, now usually this is what I do, because when you get, knife and have, because it's a nice sharp view, but you can do that. I'll do a little bit to get it started. I think because he's squinting, he is going to have a nice round chisel in there. And I want to start off, let's see, is that too big? My number 5, just kind of, number 5, my 5 mil. Number 11. Now you can have him more wide-eyed if you want. Again, once in a while, I just want to do something different each time. If you want to look at my wide-eyed Happy Santas. And he sure is squinting. And then take a little bit of this off. He is an observant forest ranger. Then with that, and I think I could probably, can I do this without my visor? Let's start with the pencil. Now I'm going to do this. Oops, where's the center? The center line is still right about here, so. Now I've used a chisel before, but I think a knife will be okay if I do. Let me put my other glasses on. Those are my bifogies. This is my reading only. There, that's better. And come down at an angle like this. Down at an angle like this. Continue on with the nose. And then right here. And that, it may or may not pop out, but it'll at least be loose enough for you to work with. Now we don't want him to look too angry. We just want him to be kind of squinting at something. Here's what we want. Then we want to turn this. So his eyebrows is really lowered. I think we might even adjust the eyebrow just a little bit. Now if you want to, let's see if we can do this where we have one eyebrow higher than the other. We certainly could do that. Bring this down a little bit. And a matter of adjustment here and there. So we can have him sort of he's kind of a little bit more observant here. Just a little more. Or he's probably looking at Yogi Bear. What the heck is he doing? Now, I want to take my little, where's my little V? Let's put a lid in there. And again, you can adjust the eye as big as you want, as little as you want. He just looks through his binoculars and then he see. Oops, back a little bit here. See, he's looking at you. What were you doing? And with that, here's what we can do. V, right here, and again, flap. I'm going to take the temple out. There we go. So in other words, this blade is up and the other blade is that way. If you can get in there. I don't think I can get in there. The hand is in the way. His hand. And what I want, the temple, and then come down here a little bit. Now the head is starting to look good. So that's why sometimes you go in, start in and work out, or work out, start out working in. And I still need to bring that in a little bit. He's too jowly. And with that, we can begin to shape. I'm going to take some of this out. Take some of this out. And you can see the ears are starting to come out a little more now. Get out of there. The ears are starting to come out a little bit more as we begin to shape the face, the exterior of the face. And then I want to bring in this way so that the eyebrow, the sideburn is more perpendicular to the face a little bit, because unless you want him to be hairy, if he's really furry, then you probably have it a little more out. I just want him to be a regular, clean shaven, clean cut Joe here. All right. I'll get back to the ear. Right now, I think I may need to, as the eyebrow, did a little more adjusting the eyebrow, because I want to, if we do a little bit of a scoop, does give the impression the eyebrow has come down. Again, while you're looking at that, reach down. Need to wet the whistle again. Yeah, still a little bit of boogers that just doesn't want to come out. Again, I shouldn't be wasting your time. The mouth, here we go. First I want to put in, now you'll notice he's got this arch from the nose. Where's it here? See this right here? He's a little bit, see this guy here, he's not an old man. Now an old man, Santa Claus, you put that really, really sharp. But we don't want to do that here. I'm going to begin with my small number 9. Careful, when we start going into the mouth, then you don't want to do any prying, that is for sure. You pry those little things up and oops, I just pried right there. I just did what I wasn't supposed to do, but it's a good thing nothing happened. Where is my... Now you can either take your number 9 or something. Number 9, I'll take my number 11 and just kind of do... to start coning that mouth area. I want to shape it a little more. Keep shaping it. Shape it, and I want to shape it back like this. Shape it back like this. Okay, let's put the mouth in. Now the mouth is going to be just a standard lips. He's not talking or anything, and he's not, yeah, he's not happy, sad, mad. He's kind of a bewildered kind of a mouth. I want to kind of like he's thinking kind of a mouth. And we will be shaping. In other words, it's not so much you just cut here and it's all done. Now you could use you can start with your V. Now this will be straight up and down. Now you could need to make some adjustments here if this is going to help. No, not by much. Now what I want to do is you want to, before we get started, make sure that that lower mouth is lower this way than the top. And I think we're okay for now, but I think we might need to make some more adjustments. Now you want to take your knife and almost straight across if you can, but be careful you don't slip and then give him a scar. That was about 10 degrees one way, 10 degrees the other. Okay, now I want to give the upper lip about a 30, 40 degree-ish. And then I want to scoop, and that's going to go underneath the nose. Scoop right here like this. And then I want to scoop. Now clean that up. And that pesky sun, Mr. Golden Sun. All right, I am going to have to, I'll get right back. Okay, I hope that's a little better. Hope. Now, one of the things I did neglect to mention, and we're still okay, excuse me, is that the mouth comes at the end. The eyeball to the mouth, eyeball to the mouth. So we're still okay, even though he looks like he's got a big mouth for right now. Maybe just a little higher. I think I'll keep that as is. I think his mouth may be a little lower than I wanted, but that's okay. So I want to continue with just a little bit of a shaping. Shaping. Or you can use a larger. Okay, here's what we do. Let's pencil this in. And we don't want him to have a big kisser. I mean, we do if this is a female because it goes like this. And it goes up. And the bottom lip, even though the bottom lip is thicker than the upper lip, the bottom lip is narrower this way. So careful. And we want to go across. There we go. And we want to go careful. And this is where your tool has got to be sharp. Okay, stop. Don't pry that out of there. Same with this side. Where should that come up? So that popped out. Okay, that's good. Now, also, as you come here and you go down and make your chin. Now we'll have to come back later, cleaning that up because we just want to take the lumber off first. And form that chin. Not bad. I'm still a little I might want to say the heck with it, leave it. I'll clean it, a little bit of cleaning if this will help. Sharp knife. You know what? I'm going to leave that as is. That's pretty. Oops, where are you? That's pretty darn good. Where's my adjuster here? That's pretty good as is. Everything is looking good. I'm going to leave that like that. He's okay. In retrospect, in other words, what I wish would have happened is that the mouth would have been a little higher, but I am pretty well okay with that. It does have a contemplative look. And this right here, I don't know if I can get in there. Probably if a round tool will get that. Okay. I want to reestablish just like a little bit here. I think this is still okay here. And while we're at it, there's a little bit of booger there from. Oh, one more thing. Let's just erase that nose. And I really would like to, if this will work on the nose, there we go, that's better. Let's do something like this. Especially when it comes to the Santas, you want to make that nose more bulbous. But there we go. There we go. And just a little bit of erasing. There we go. And I like how when we went back with the eyebrow and it matches with the hat. Now I would like to get cracking on those ears. And I am thinking how to approach this. I know how to approach it, how to talk to you about it. I think the ear's a little too big. Like I said, I always like to have a nice, because when it comes to waiting until the head is done before you really start getting into the details of that ear. And so we can make adjustments or cuts because we didn't give them enough wood for the ear. I don't want to go in the back yet. While I'm here, take out some of these Sharpies. There we go. Now the ear, as I said before, now especially if you got the especially if you got the sideburns in, you want it to go below the sideburns. As I would say, if you're doing this as Santa, you want to tuck it in. tuck that in. But it's still a little, well, a little larger, and some people like to put this little extra. I mean, it's in there, but some people like to make that more sharper, make it more caricature. But let's make sure we got that. His ears, yeah, that'd be too much ear. And of course down a little bit. Cone again. Keep adjusting. While we're at it, I would like to do the other ear. I'm going to do both at the same time. Now again, he a little smaller, and I still want him to come down here. And that's going to be about here-ish to match that. Let me cut this in right here. That's where it's going to go. Oops. That's where it's going to tuck in. I just want to do that first. Okay, the thing I'm missing, I did with the other ear, is this. And then I want to shrink it. Well, a minute, I'll put that dent right there. But if it's an adjustment, then it'd been for naught. Again, this one is sticking out. Whoops, sticking out too far. And I think this one is a little larger still than the other one. See, usually I can bring the light up like this, there. I mean, that is, I want to say okayable. He does have a, oh, geez, what was that? And I still wanted to flatten this a little more here. Okay, let's put in the little the little uvula of the ear, whatever it's called there. It needs still a little more trimming. And we can trim later, of course. And then we want right where the eye, I'll pencil this in. Usually it is about where the eye is. Now let's see how does it work here. No, his is a little much lower. I just don't like that ear. What does Daz say? Because that's what I usually do. Because it's easier that way, is that little about eye level. Maybe a little lower than eye. A little lower than eye. Then you want to put this little, whatever that's called, the ear uvula. Whatever that thing that you have in that mouth that's hanging down. But it's the ears version of it. Okay, now I want to go all straight down. Straight down. Straight down. Make sure it meets. Straight down, straight down. Now you're going to finish, I don't know what that meant. Now we're going to finish that cone. Make sure that tip of that knife is sharp. And we're picking. Oh, geez, there's another one. See if I can at least. Now, what I want to do, I think that is lower than it should be, but now I got this V here. I want to cut here. Straight down. Now, this is the opposite of it coming up. It's now going down, chip. That's the listening part, listening hole. That's what I was going to try to say. And make your adjustments. Let's try this again. Where are you? Right there. Straight down. Straight down. Same thing. Let's go up this time. Oops, 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 oops. Did I go too far? Oh, 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 oh. I think I just may have broken that off. Come down. Well, here at the same time, while cleaning that up and doing this at the same time, straight down. Straight down. Straight down. There. That one's a little smaller. We'll shrink this on the bottom. Okay, other than cleaning it up, what we're going to do is, where's my smallest V? And come around. Come around to the center. Come around right on the edge. Oh, excuse me. And then come around about, should be about half. Now, sometimes I leave it like that, and others like to put this little extra in, unless I'm like one of these kind of things. So go ahead, we'll do that. That one came from up. And each ear is different from the next. I think I may have, no, that's still good. While I got this in hand, I'll just do this. Or wait a minute, am I okay with that? No, let's not, because I want to make sure I straighten that out. But here, while I got this in hand, because this one will require, the eyebrow across like that will require a smaller V. I'm going to use a larger V than the hair in the back, because I still got some more adjustment, but because sometimes I forget this. So okay, oh, one more thing with the ear is undercut. Careful, careful. All that work, you don't want to snap that ear off, Mr. Van Gogh. See, I think I'm going to have to undercut this way. Undercut. Bring that ear out. And there's still going to be quite a bit of adjustments here. Now, as far as the hair, while I got the knife, he's still a bit too hairy for a uniformed man in the 30s. Now you can still use this kind of pattern and put on modern clothes if you want to. Like I said, if Uncle Charlie is, or Uncle Charlie's kid is a ranger or something. Let's see what it would look like if I put a little bit of a scoop here. Let's see what it would look like if he has kind of that duck bill back kind of a thing. A lot of people, and especially, don't put that on the cowboy. If you got a cowboy, you put that on there. I'll just leave it for now and see if it doesn't feel right later. But you know what? Oh, am I still off again? I got there. Okay, just in case if I was off. And let's get to my, while we're at it, smaller. No, I probably could have waited till I'm done with the hat to do this, but like I said, sometimes this is sometimes like a, like rock tumbling, you know, whatever run into. Whatever I see. Now his hair's relatively combed, but he went out. Are we still in? There we go. Take this little extras out. Get out of there. There's always that one. And if you want to, you take a smaller V. Or you can have it as a round tool, as a matter of fact. You get a smaller round tool and okay, I'm going to move on. Last but not least. I know there's quite a bit of adjustment, but let's get working on that hat. So he wouldn't be growling, hopefully. So moving along. Readjust. It's always a good time to do downloads when I shut down for a minute. So I just want to do on this here a little bit here before we move on to the hat. That's just kind of bothering me. I think I'll leave that. I think I won't. There. My hat. I noticed on the hat how it comes up. No, his hat. Sorry, his hat. Now he turned and it kind of is kind of cockeyed a little bit, but I want to go with I think I should go with the standard. Because I think the crease is this way. And I want to do this without cutting out too much. Round. Round. And I want to put a little bit of dent in that roundness. Make sure those roundness crease together. Oops, 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 oops. Crease goes this way. Okay, there we go. Make sure that creases with the hat. Head. Sorry. Again. I'm going to put a little bit of a, oops, scoop. Because we are going to probably still have to take a chisel to it. And then it kind of comes straight up, relatively straight up. I think it's round. It's round here. this, while I'm here, point that a little bit. I can cut some of this because my bigger knife will do a better job here because we're taking we are taking off a lot of lumber here. Okay, we got it started. Oh, I want the crease. This crease here. There. Now his hat comes straight in. So what we could do is a little bit of this, and I want to come straight in. Just starting the cleaning process here. I hate to do this now with that, hit that face, but I am, next is what I'm going to do, that I still need more to come off. I want to take my smaller V, get around there like this. All right. Now it depends on how thin you want to do this. I'm not going to get too thin. I'm going to do one more hit by cleaning up, getting to that V. All right, now I am going to end the hat, a little bit of cleaning up, but I want to end the hat brim with, I mean, it's a little cheat technique because I want to keep it thick because I do not want it to break. And I don't think you want it to break either. Come up a little bit. By doing this kind of a cheat. I've done this with pilgrim hats and a little bit with cowboy hats. But what you do is you bring the tip narrow. So you narrow the tip so it gives the impression that it is thinner. And again, if you want to thin it anymore, you go right ahead. Oops, there's a little bit of cut there. Again, I want to come up a little more. Same with the bottom. just giving it a sharp edge sort of gives the impression that it's thinner. Sort of. Ooh, careful that ear. I think you got bit by a bear there. Right in the ear. And I don't want to work on the brim anymore. Oops, did he get a nip? He did get a nip. Is because maybe I'm too cowardly to do it, and I'd rather be more cowardly cautious than. Now, one last thing here, of course, is the sideburn. This one just does not want to get shorter. And last time I was at the barber there, I told her, I don't want you to cut the sideburns. I want the sideburns about that long on me, but I just want you to thin it out. She played with it a little bit, and there you go, almost ready to go. Well, wait a minute, I still got this curly, when I get, haven't had a haircut in a long time. Oh, I said, do you want it tapered? And you said no. Oh, tapered means kind of cleaned up a bit and at an angle. Okay, and I think there's just all that's left is this and that. With the exception of, where is my small? Right there. And I'm going to just give him kind of this direction-ish. Let's make that imperfect. We want a perfect square. Come back this way a bit. And it's got to go like this. Whoops, which way? It's going to go up, down, up, back, or down, back. That's imperfect. Hit as much as we can. And you know, I am going to, because all that is left, these little pickies here and there, and cleaning up here and there is what's really left. Whatever this side is, I have to kind of do it to this side. And straightening up here and there, and taking rough edges off there and here, and taking out little boogers here and there. I don't want to waste your time. Now, I did get some folds in the shirt. Now, in the boots, I'm not sure, because I think I'm going to put some. I mean, the boots are like probably one of the most imperfect of the lot because if it's been kicked around, but as long as I don't leave it overly perfect. Take a look at pictures of old manky old boots, and copy that. Just enough to imperfect it. Make it less perfect. Oops. Oops. And you know, I I think we are coming to an end here because I don't know if there's anything else that I've forgotten or now I would paint the brim or the glass, pardon me, brim. The glass, so you got this black and then I'll put like a white silverish, same with up here, but I will do a little bit more cleaning here and there. Oops, made it worse before it's ready to paint, but I don't think I can really deliver any more than what I got here. And there he is. There's the pocket, back pocket. I'm not sure how much more denting we want to put in the coat in the back. I mean, it's been in the woods many times. How does the collar look? I think we can have had a bigger collar, but I'm still good. Oh, and I still got to clean up in here. Oh, I wonder where's my little micro chisel? Will that help me out here? A little bit, at least it'll get to the right spot. But I want to be careful I don't break my chisel. I do have some micro chisels. I can, let me see if my micros will help me out here. That's a flat. Well, I could have, well, no, I'll probably if I need it. But I need my rounder there. Will that help? What do they call these, dockyards or micro? You know, before I could, when I got started and before I could really start affording, oh geez, affording tools. I've actually taken metal and or old tools and take them to the grinder and I mean, he's not too shabby. Still more, but now, like I said, the eye, it depends on how you want to do the eye a little big. Like I said, if I were to be able to do it again, I would probably lift that mouth up a little bit, but I think he's okay. I would separate the fingers a little better, clean up the binocs. I mean, that's it. What else is there other than picking? Whatever emblem you want him to wear, I kind of think he'd just be in him. Probably could have a badge or something. But there he is. Whoops, the other way. Please, off bitte. And there's the Ranger. And I think we've come far from Junior here. Like I said, if you have an idea, just take a nice piece of scrap wood and just, well, you know, do your pictures or claying or whatever else you want to do. Or Daz 3D, DAZ3D.com. Now, the other thing I like about Daz, if you don't even download or use it or whatever, go there and when you see their samples, like for example, if you happen to see their pirate or something, maybe your pirate, you can look at their picture and that'll give you an idea what to do. Or you look at their World War I outfit and that give you an idea. You know, Egyptian monsters, vampires / wizards, whatever. To say nothing about Santa Clauses, they got tons of stuff. Elves and whatever. And just let you check it out. Look at the pictures to see if the pictures, you know, the stuff that they're trying to sell will be worth it for you to come up with an idea. But there you are. I am going to leave that there. I'm going to pick at it until the nose comes flying off, so I better stop.